What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to share with you some information on my competition pistol setup for PCSL. Now, I did upgrade a little bit, and we will get into exactly what that upgrade is. The upgrade consists of a Taran Tactical magazine well and a Taran Tactical base plates for 4 magazines. Now, if you haven't been following along, let me just go through a quick summary of the competition build. Now, it is a standard Gen 4 Glock 17. I do have a Holosun 507 comp. I have Trijicon backup sights that are suppressor height, semi-co-witness to my red dot. I do have Cogworks extended slide stop / release up here to keep it off the frame so I don't override it. I do have a Surefire X300 Turbo, and I have Talon sandpaper grips. Now, with that being said, Glocks are phenomenal if you leave the internals stock, and all the internals on this gun are stock, I guess, other than these little slide stop there. With that being said, I did want to upgrade, and what brought me to this upgrade is I have a few magazines over here that are, I number them when I get them, so this is the second magazine I've ever owned as far as a Glock 17 goes, and the springs were starting to get weak. I have shot that magazine a lot, so therefore I needed to either throw away the magazine or upgrade the magazine spring, either with a factory spring or something else. So while I was looking, I ran across the Taran Tactical. These are the +5/6 full magazine base pads, and if you buy these, they do come with an plus 10% spring because you are extending the magazine. Therefore, you do need that extra spring length. So I decided just to go ahead and upgrade 4 of the magazines that I was having issues with spring pressure, and also upgrade, the overall capacity of the magazine. I will say I have ran these through one competition and one training day, and they've been thrown on the dirt, they've been thrown on rocks, they've been thrown on just about anything I could, and they haven't suffered any damage. Now, they are just dropping from, roughly chest height to the ground. I wouldn't expect much damage, but the way they're holding up is fantastic. And they have been reliable. I've had these on here for less than a month, and I would say I ran through these 4 magazines a total of 1,000 rounds. And they have been totally reliable, no reliability issues. So, a lot of people will ask, okay, you got the magazines, why did you get the magazine well? Well, it just happened to be, when I was on the website, they were running a sale for this magazine well that originally runs over $100, I believe, and I believe it was half off. So this magazine well was $52.49 with their sale, and I just couldn't help myself. I needed to upgrade this. I wanted to try it out. I've heard great things. What I didn't expect when I made the order is how great the fit and finish would be on this magazine well. Now, I know it's going to be hard to see, but I will try to zoom in the camera and show you this. But I was thoroughly impressed on how well this fit, because, it is a plastic frame, and in my theory, plastics are going to shrink and, swell with the heat and cold. I just didn't figure they would be able to get it right. But if you look in here, the machining around the plastic base and how they have it pinched together in between the machining is perfect. There's no rough edges. You're not going to snag any magazines. You're not going to make any sharp marks. But this is their competition lightning one, so this is the largest one that they have. And I will say you cannot fumble a magazine reload. So if I try to put this magazine in sideways, it will still fall inside the gun, which is really awesome for this system. Another thing this helps with is when you're going to let your magazine drop, you now have weight on the bottom, so when they fall out of the gun, they fall with, some force behind them, aka you get a faster reload and draw. Now it says a +5 or 6. The most I've ever been able to put in these magazines is 22 rounds. And then at 22 rounds, it is kind of iffy. 21 rounds every day of the week will go in these magazines. I'm guessing why they say 5 or 6 is due to the spring when it breaks in and gets more wore in, that you will be able to sneak an extra round in there. But that's nothing new with Glock magazines. If you've ever owned a Glock magazine for an extended period of time, you can get more than 17 in a 17 round mag once those springs start to wear in or wear out, however your view is on that. But with that being said, I ended up spending a total of $240-ish on this setup with the Magwell and 4 magazines, and I don't regret it at all. If you're in the market for a magazine well and magazine extensions, I think Taran Tactical, just my little 1,000 round review is going to be a phenomenal process. And also for anybody that is going to a match, if you're going to a match, I witnessed my first time. So I've shot Glocks for the better half of 10 years, but never in a sandy competition aspect. I'm usually going to a range that has gravel instead of sand, or a pavement range that doesn't have sand on it. But the Alabama State Championship, we were dropping our mags in sand, and that sand was gumming up my magazine so bad that I actually had to resort to my backup magazines in my pouch and put this as a last resort, because I didn't bring a tool with me to get the factory base plate off of the Glock. And this magazine also solves that issue. You simply just take this little tab and you can push it down with your finger, and you can slide it off. You can run a rag through there or a brush, and you're good to go. So they really have thought about the competition shooter when it comes to their magazine, or how they build the magazine extensions. All right, so this is a quick review on the Taran Tactical magazines or magazine extension and the magazine well. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Y'all have a wonderful day, and stay tuned for the next video.